do here is go back.
All right. What the hell? I'm not going to play with you with this video. I'm going to cut right to it. I've been trying to get a lot of stuff out today. Getting the people the information and all that. I ran across Delfield, of all people. Delfield has decided to take their program of online training and bring it to the people. They decided to bring it to the people. So here we go. You go to Delfield.com. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat. And I'll have it streaming. So this way you can find this location quickly. So there's no misunderstanding. You go to Delfield.com, find the service area, then find the training area. And that's going to take you to where we are here. Delfield has a class, and a live in-person class. I'm pretty sure it's going to be very similar to what True was doing. Let me see. Doing a nationwide tour. Now this, what you see here is semantics. To become a Delfield trained technician. Semantics. Not a Delfield certified technician. I have taken all of these quizzes. I took these back before the virus. So they actually had this stuff where you take the R290 class, the Corel controller class, the Delfield line equipment, and their ERC 112 controls, which is pretty much like the Corel controller. What you end up getting is you get a little one-page certificate saying that you've completed this online course. It gives you nothing. It doesn't, when you have to run a call, it doesn't qualify you to run the call. Matter of fact, they're not going to let you run the call. And without further ado, here it is. For 2024, starting with, what is it? I believe it's starting with Florida. That's the online. We'll get back to the online. Starting with Florida for February 13th, 14th, and the 15th. Northwest suburb of Chicago. They're starting with Addison. This is Addison is where Partstown is located. I'm leaning towards that's probably where they're going to have it. Don't hold me to that, but 9 times out of 10, if somebody's going to do something in Addison, it's more than likely going to be at Partstown. Back in the day, Partstown was on North Avenue, like west of Lombard, west of, so you have Maywood, you keep going west, you run into Lombard, you keep going west on North Avenue, and then you would hit I can't remember the name of the town they were in. And anyway, so not Lee Parts, but Coker was on the south side of the street, and then you went down like another 2 lights, and Partstown was on the was just down the street on the north side. Then they expanded, they went on over there by the tollway in Addison and had their other warehouse, and I think they moved one more time to where they are now. Anyway, February 13th, take your pick, the 13th or the 14th or the 15th. You must contact Bud. Contact Bud for further information and to get into the class. So what they're doing is they're bringing this to the people. It's a 4 to 6 hour class. I'm bringing this up because I had a conversation with a gentleman, I believe today, the day that I'm making this video, and he wasn't too rock solid with refrigeration. So if you are a dishwasher person or laundry person and you're wanting to branch out into refrigeration, you can always go to the class. They're saying it's hands-on, so you probably can go ahead and take a look at the controllers, and they might even have it hooked up with a test board so that you can mess around with the up, down, A, B, over XY for the secret codes, and then they'll give you the all the tech information. So that is February. March is the good people in that's online. March has the good people of Florida. I believe you are next. Let's see here. New Jersey is coming up. 423, 424. Once again, this is not something that you would need to break your neck to get over. For the online is going to be just as good. Yeah, here it is. Tampa, Florida. Jason is going to give you your class in Tampa. So I don't know if that's going to be at a Johnstone location or whatever the case may be. I didn't see it on the Johnstone website. It could be. You could buy Delfield from Johnstone. So anyway, so here's your 3 dates. So they're going over the controls, product updates, R290. So Delfield is big in coffee shops. Their client is the world's most famous coffee shop. Their client is one of the sandwich shops, the competitor to the Freaky Fast delivery place, the competitor to the Footlong Jared place. They're the supplier for them. Delfield is extremely big when it comes to wells, when it comes to drop-ins, that type of thing. They also have a series of hot boxes, warmers, that I have had a run-in with, and I'll say the least. They had a number of units delivered to a school, and they were damaged, and Delfield would only deal with their own people. Now, when it comes to that world's largest coffee shop, anybody can go ahead and do it. They will relinquish their death grip on that and let you work on that. If you get one of those $9 cup of coffee shops. So they're also doing online classes. Let me back up for that. Online service training. And this is what I have taken in the past. So you have to click there to join. You're going to have to go to this exact same page when it's time for the class, is what they're saying. So that's why I've included the information for you to get here. Let me take this off so you can have some more room. Let me put my little banner. Oh, I got a couple of people. Hey, thanks for coming. So, all right. So they're going over their different lines of refrigerators. If you don't know who Delfield is definitely one of the top 10 when it comes to refrigeration lines. They are definitely in the upper echelon. They're up there with Tralson. They're up there with True. They're up there with Continental. They're up there with Continental, Delfield, True. I mean, I'm gonna get pushed back on this, but I would say they're up there with Hoshizaki Refrigeration, because basically Hoshizaki Refrigeration kind of knocked Delfield out of their position. Only reason why Delfield is still standing in there is because Delfield has way more under counter units than Hoshizaki have. Delfield has the drop-ins that Hoshizaki does not have. So that is how Delfield is there. They are a major player when it comes to schools and universities, and like I said, a number of their larger clients. So once again, you go right to the site, you click to join. And the thing that is, and then you have to download Microsoft Teams. So that's going to take you to the Teams. The thing with this, there we go. The thing with this is you get to converse with the trainers after the class is over with. You actually get to drop your questions in while the class is going on. So you definitely want to come, show up about 15 minutes before in case there's any problems, or sometimes they might move a class. Training is at least 45 minutes to an hour. It's typically less than an hour. They say an hour because they leave you with a good 15 minutes for Q&A. So let's see here. So this is on the 6th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They're going to just cover the refrigeration. If you're not familiar with Delfield, this is a good one to have. I'm going to finish up by showing you some of the Delfield line, and then I'm going to end this thing. Here we also have on the 8th, they're going to go over R290 and some of their other new equipment. Once again, you're going to go to this page, you're going to click on here, and then it's going to give you the authorization to take the online class. All right. So once again, it says it's about 40 to 60 minutes. I highly doubt any R290 online webinar is going to be 45 minutes. Once again, we talked about the in-person. That's going to be in Addison. You need to contact Bud for that. Don't hold me to it being at Parchtown, but I'm strongly leaning towards it being Parchtown, especially if it's going to be in Addison. So that would be nice. I would probably tell my sister to go to this class if she would take the time. So, and like I said, March GFCI. This is a major thing in our industry on the commercial side, where you have these ground fault. Well, when they're GFIs, it's ground fault interrupters. I think it's ground fault commercial interrupter is GFCI. So we do have a number of issues with these GFCIs. Local ordinance states that these units have to be on a GFCI. So I would really love to hear what they have to say, and this is just online. So this really helps. I myself, I did a video not that long ago. It wasn't a refrigerator, but it was a convection oven, and it is plugged into a GFCI. And we believe, that's me and the factory, we believe that the GFCI is causing them to have problems. So I'm going to go ahead and test their GFCI. So maybe they're going to go after that with, if you have one of the GFI testers, to go and see if the line is open, grounded, hot neutral, whatever. There's like 12 different things that the three lights flash up and tell you is wrong with the unit. And once again, here is the so 3/7 of 24. You got another class for our 290. There's your Tampa, Florida, and it's April. They're going to go over the Danfoss controllers and the Corel controllers. 4/9. So that's not bad. It's not a bad class at all. Fairfield, New Jersey. So Bud is going to be flying all over the place. So he's going to be on a flight to New Jersey in April. So that's something for you guys to sign up for, especially if you're in New Jersey. And they do have all of these classes. See down here, these are the very same classes. This is the very same webinar that you would take. Here it is right here. These are the classes that the ERC 112, that is the freaking Danfoss unit. You'll see fewer of the Danfoss, more the Corel. But yeah, it's only a 19-minute video. They go over all this kind of stuff. Tell you how to go in there and hold down the two buttons to get into the programming mode. With these controllers, you can control
Delfield.
Drain time before the fan kicks back on. You can control defrost times. You can control on and off cycle. You can control temperature. You can control when the unit is going, set point. You can control everything with the not just the Corel but the Danfoss controller as well. As a matter of fact, I need to order an ERC 112, not for a Delfield, but for a Hoshizaki unit.
Single door under counter.
Let me go in here. Let me see what is going on. All right, no comments. That's fine.
And then earlier this
so
year,
this is Delfield. Let me give you a little bit of a tour.
The 406P, so it's the 407's
for Delfield,
brother there.
so you can see
cooler instead of a freezer, and then the 4048, which is just a two-door cooler. So we have those controls in those.
And Delfield has hot boxes. So as you can see here, 6,500, 8,000, 11,000. So Delfield is definitely not cheap. Definitely not. Lots of nice customers with Delfield. I can't promise that they're all be cordial. I can't promise that they'll all be sane, but you will have decent. It's not like they're not going to have the money. 9 times out of 10. So they do make hot holding boxes. Overly engineered, in my humble opinion. Delfield hot box. And you say, well, what do they have the hot boxes for? Well, when they're preparing these student lunches at universities and high schools and things like that, they'll already cook the food, and then they'll have them in trays, and they'll slide them into these hot boxes, and they'll maintain the temperature needed. So here we go. Heated holding cabinets. So I don't know if the guy that is going to be, the two gentlemen that are going to be crisscrossing the country giving these classes, I don't know if they're going to touch on the hot boxes. That's still a refrigerator. So they are, let me give you a little insight to this. The hot boxes themselves, there's just a simple fan in there, a simple heater, but they have a number of electronic controllers to them, a number of boards sandwiched together, and it's a nightmare. Then they have a daisy chain controller system where you can plug in the system into a centralized computer so that you can monitor the temperature of every single food item, all the hot boxes. Let me see what we're going to look at when we go into this. So yes, I normally show you the lower half of the market. This is a little different. Delfield will not, they definitely will not send you any clients at all. The higher up you go on the food chain, the fewer referrals you're going to get. When I introduce you to Delfield, you will not get a single referral. When I introduce you to Continental, you will not get a single referral. When I introduce you to True, you're not going to get a single referral. Charleston, you're not going to get a single referral. You're only going to get those on the lower tier, the ones that are looking to gain market share. Delfield is in no way looking to do that. They're looking to strengthen their relationships. They already have clients. They already have, like I said, the largest coffee shop in the world. They supply at least 6 pieces of refrigeration to each one, well, to each mainline store. If it is a kiosk location, then they're only supplying about 2. We're only supplying about two of those units behind a desk, whether behind a counter, whether it's in an office building, an airport, a hotel. They're only supplying a small number of units. So as you can see, here's the hot side and it's the cold side. So they're able to utilize the same chassis, the same body, same everything. But they just, instead of it having an evaporator in there and a compressor, they have a simple fan and a heater. And then they have a number of computer systems up in this top section that is ridiculously over designed. All right, let me see here. Hey, my apps, what's happening? Yeah, I'm glad you did. I wanted to come online because I was just, going through, as I looked through each of the manufacturers for you all to see what they have as far as training wise. I ran into Delfield kicking their training up a notch. So their training department has decided to bring the information to the people. Oh, let me show you guys some of the Delfield wells so you can understand what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, and I think, do they have a hot well too? All right, so these are the wells. Here we go. Oh no, that's not Delfield. That one isn't Delfield. This is another brand. I want to show you that. Yo, this is Delfield. Okay. So this is when it gets a little different. These units are hot and cold. They advertise that in the morning you could have this, you could switch it to cold and you can store juices and yogurt parfaits, that type of thing in each one of the wells. Then when it's time for lunch or for dinner, you could flip it to hot and then have hot food items in there. So now you have a lot more flexibility with your food station. I do have quite a few people that will have that. Different universities, they actually love that. They love the fact that you have a unit that if you want to make one section a dessert station and another one for let's say it's in the morning and then they want to have scrambled eggs in there, they want to have a ranchero, they want to have some kind of like Mexican breakfast, they want to have burritos and stuff, the breakfast tacos in that well, they can do that. So this is, oh, that's Wells. But anyway, that's what Delfield is capable of doing. This is another arrow that you can use, right? So when you're going out to take care of customers, this is what is in between them and the servers and the glass when you walk up. If you saw the certification that I did for that Chipotle, I had to go ahead and take a look at some of these. It wasn't the Delfield brand. It was Wells. They have the same thing. So that's who competes with Delfield. So Delfield, so these things are everywhere. It's extremely difficult for you to walk up, especially at your level, to walk up and tell what this is. Just seeing that it's a box, you're not gonna know that this thing is a box. And it's sometimes they'll actually put ice in there. They'll put a little bit of ice in there and they'll shove the orange juice, papaya, especially if they're serving fresh bottled juices. That is some of the things, but the opportunities that they have are endless. So Delfield is definitely one. That's the website. So all of you guys in Florida, if you're by Orlando, go ahead, check it out. If you're in Florida, send him an email anyway. He can always add a new location. To the gentleman that's going to be in Chicago, send him the information. If he needs to go downstate, more than likely they will put that on their list because that's what they're doing. They're crisscrossing. Let me show you. That's what they're doing. They're crisscrossing across the country, trying to get people trained and comfortable because it's been a lot of pushback with the R290. It's been a lot of pushback with their controllers. People do like the old style. It is what it is. There's nothing they can do about it. So that is Delfield. That is Delfield. This is who they are. The things that they serve, like I said, $4,000 for this little box. And if you know anything about refrigeration, these essentially are like those roll ice cream machines. So they just have the copper line set sandwiched at the bottom of the box, and the bottom right there is a condenser. So if you poured sweet cream down there and it had a scraper, you could basically start selling rolled ice cream with those things. All right. So that is Delfield. That is their training that's coming up. I'll go over a little bit more of their training classes as the months go on. As they update them, I'll keep you guys updated. And as you can hear by the music, I'm wrapping this puppy up. Any questions and concerns, leave the messages down below. Leave the messages in the comment section. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. Hit the like button. I don't know if this thing works. No, this doesn't work. On some of the other things, they have it where it'll make stuff come alive. But anyway, thank you all for showing, and I'll see you on the next one.